Hey, hey, holy watchers, we back in the house. Yeah, the W is for watchers. And my video regarding that, there's over 100 videos on YouTube. I'm not going to re-upload them here. I already talked about because you know how you did TikTok and I don't not. So, because that's happened a couple times, and then this reloading stuff, it just I have to wait and see how things go, especially after this last time they took everything down. But you can catch all my videos over there on YT. And my name there is Ladii, lady with two eyes. TC Sings Jazz. Okay, so you can go there. Start at they all start with chosen ones. And then way back is my singing career and my old TV show I used to have. But no, just start with Chosen One. They all start with Chosen One. But scroll down to November 30th, 2024. And that one will tell you all about the W or the crescent moons if you watch a few videos. And what it is relating to you and how you are chosen. So come join with us. We're going to start a book pretty soon. And I talk about that in some of my other videos. And I'll be talking about it more. But we're continuing on right now in the midst of a new section I'm talking about in relation to everyone that's waking up. Not everybody is feeling so great about waking up and finding out they're chosen ones. Many people are rejecting it, saying, I don't want no parts of it. Crawling back under a rock or whatever and escaping and staying in 3D. Listen, it's not uncommon. I've seen it with my own family. They do not want nothing to do with it. They are in 3D and they ain't coming out. There's nothing you can do sometimes. It's like, it reminds me of the movie What Dreams May Come, when Robin Williams' wife, he had to go down, and he went down into hell to get his wife out of hell. When he died and went to heaven, and his family was already up there, he realized his wife was suicide, so she was down there. And he said, I'm not leaving here until she comes out. And it was a movie, so of course he got her out after some really tug of war, because she would not acknowledge where she was really at and that he was who he was. So when it comes to 3D versus 5D, people are comfortable with the familiar. They don't want to leave it. And I get that. But and my job is a chosen one and a serious empath, a survivor. I am not just going to let people just take that with a grain of salt and just go run with it. No, you have an opportunity here to live your life and get up out of this mess and have life everlasting. Wonderful. And it sounds so difficult and hard the way they make us believe all these things, but we got to understand, they've been keeping a lot of information from us, and now what we've discovered, it is not as hard as you think to get nonsense. It sure ain't. And they've known it for a long time, but they didn't want you to know. So anyway, if you catch a few videos, catch up with us, come on back, because trust me, we've been on a journey, and I've already got people in here that have kapow, their light of the body is wide open, and we've receiving the word, and we've got plans of doing a lot of things. So okay, so back to this subject today. This one is about, like I just said, people that are waking up and they feel that their life is worse, so they don't want nothing to do with it. So where I was at was get into firm motivational thinking using Christ's scriptures, in which he tells you can do all things that strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. And here's a few other ones. Philippians 4:6-7. Do not be anxious about anything, but by prayer and in supplication and with thanksgiving, present your requests before Yahuwah, and his peace, and you'll transcend all understanding and guard our hearts and minds in Christ. And then the other ones is Philippians 4:8. Encourage believers to focus on positive aspects of life and cultivate an optimistic mindset. Romans 12:2 encourages people to renew their minds and embrace a more positive perspective. Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I've had for you, not to harm you, but for you to prosper. Isaiah 41:10, fear not, for I am always with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your Yahuwah. I will strengthen you and help you and uphold you in my righteousness. Christ said, watch ye, stand fast in the faith. Like man, be strong. These things I have spoken to you, that in me you shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world, and you have already overcome in Christ. Fear not. Stick to Yahuwah, the teachings of Christ, and faith with your convictions, and trust, and you'll be fine. Hand over everything. Fear, anxiety, worries about everything. Even if you forget and you fall, as I've said with me, when I had C19 in 2020. I went through it all. Lost everything, had to start all over again. I had that brain fog after that. And until I got into my holistics and stuff, I went through a period of time where I just gave everything over to the Most High and said, Jesus, Yahushua HaMashiach, steer the wheel for me. Just do it. And let me tell you something. He was doing it. To this day, he still does. I can't find my glasses all of a sudden. It's still a small voice. They over there. And I find them. Or drive in the car. Tell me, go this way, do that way. Listen, I'm telling you, that's what it is for me. My instincts are through the roof, okay? I know it is like a blind man trusting his instinct. Like Ray Charles movie. Remember when his mama wouldn't help him out in the movie? You know, the one with Jamie Foxx playing Ray Charles? He had no choice but to listen within. She let him, she stood right there in the room and backed up and stayed very quiet. He kept calling out for her. She wouldn't answer. And then he heard the cricket, remember? And then he went and picked up the cricket. He couldn't see, couldn't find it, but he did. And she got almost in tears and everything. You see? You now have this task to get you over to the other side of 3D. Leave the old world behind, trusting Yah and yourself. The God in yourself is you. Remaster yourself. And with your gifts, you will come alive and repair those chakras. Those chakras ain't nothing but all your emotions. And the worst one is the lower red chakra, which is with sex organs and all that. That stuff down there can really control. And then it gets into the intestinal system and stomach and everything. It can really mess you up here. Because you know how sex can control the minds of a lot of people to do bad things. And it gets us into sin and everything else. But repair those chakras and aligning them with Christ. Consciousness teachings. You see, it's all up to you to make it all happen. Take what you learned and apply it to yourself. Just do it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Ain't that what we've always said? With certainty, write your intentions down. Repeat them to yourself, rebuking and letting go of emotional hindrances while receiving positive stimulation and affirmations. Okay, hourly, daily, however much as you need it, you have to repeat to self in the name of Yahushua and Yahuwah HaMashiach, declaring in divine decree, what Yah has for me is for me. The transformational phrase, everything I need is already inside me, is within me. It's not just a mantra or an affirmation. It changes you from the ground up. It's like a small pebble being thrown into a lake. It creates ripples and ripples and ripples that extend far beyond you imagine, reaching greater proportions of your mind, soul, and body. We need to stop awaiting for external value of other people. With love and security from a partner, friends, family, the truth is no one can fill those gaps for you but you. Each person is on their own journey. Remember that. Each person got their own concerns, their own issues, their own troubles, their own circumstances, and they may give you some crumbs, but they're going to give you what they need to tell you. But what they really need to tell you that they won't tell you is look inside yourself. Like the movie The Wiz. That's one of my favorite movies I talk about. The ones that regularly follow me, they know. The good example of crossing over into 5D in that movie is when they were in, and then that wicked witch died. Diana Ross, she flushed down the toilet because she got wet. And then they all broke free, and all of a sudden that red chakra room transformed, and they started singing, Can You Feel a Brand New Day? Go look at that song. Go look it up on YouTube and listen. That is an example of being in 3D, trapped in a prison planet, and breaking free, okay? Allegedly for educational purposes only. So, let me go on. So with that movie, Dorothy wasted time in her whole journey, only to come to realize it was already all inside of her. The thinking, the brains, the loving ability to feel, the heart, the courage to live, the cowardly lion, and to take hold of the fake world and create herself a better one. In this phrase, you already realize you're enough. No more asking, am I good enough for them? But are they good enough for you is the question. This is not an arrogance. It's self-love. Know your worth and protecting oneself. You must eliminate that which no longer serves you, transforming love into a choice, not a need. You get it? So, become a place of abundance, not one of scarcity. You no longer love from a void waiting to be filled. You love because you choose to share your wholeness with another. This frees you up from from toxic dynamics of fear of abandonment, strengthening your authentic connections. When you know what's inside you, you'll stop settling for superficial relationships. You only add people into your life who add value, hence why we go through isolation period. God is reshaping you for this transformation. I'll see you in the last part. Come on back. Love you.